How are you? It looks amazing. Where are you, more importantly?
I am in Chichester, West Sussex, on a boat. It's on my boat. So spent a lot
Wow.
of time down here, and I've just come in. I got up at 7 to get back to the marina because I had to be back today anyway for rehearsals. So came back this morning, and and here we are. I've been into boats all my life, really, since because I live on the beach. So I grew up on the beach and was a bit of a beach baby. And me and my wife sort of got into boats many years ago, and that's what we do pretty much. It's a great thing to escape from, from the mad world. So
Totally,
we just
yes.
go out. Like last night, we were at anchor in the middle of nowhere somewhere, and that was lovely.
And your wife, she'll drive the boat as well?
Yeah, if I let her. Yeah, yeah. No, she's good. Yeah, yeah, she's good. She's very good. She drives. She's a great second skipper.
Anyway, it's so lovely to see you. And it's brilliant that you're coming back to the East Midlands this Friday. It's Newark you're playing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's at the Stone Valley Festival. It's called Stone Valley. I think they call it Stone Valley. Yeah, it's the Stone Valley Midlands Festival. They call it. It's
Yes.
three of them. There's Stone Valley South, Stone Valley North, and the Midlands one at Newark. And we've been playing it for the last few years, which is great. The lineup's always good. It's got better and better, the lineup. Quite a nice sort of family backstage atmosphere, or certainly a good, great atmosphere backstage, which always helps for the front of the house, when you're coming
Oh,
out and playing, because if everybody's happy in their environment, then you come out and you give it your best, really.
yeah, fantastic. Now, for anybody that's going or hasn't bought a ticket and is going to go, you are on quite early, aren't you? So people need to make sure they get there quite
Yeah,
early.
I think we're on. I think we must be off at 7:30, so we must be on around 6:30 till 7:30, which we love that slot. That's a great time for us. We used to go on at 9:30, and sometimes out of choice we sort of trying to elect the earlier show time, really.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why do you prefer being on earlier?
because you can jump in the car and get off and get home, or get on to the next festival. Because when you're on the road, it's a bit of a treadmill, and you're always looking forward to getting into the next town, or you've got it on, in the back of your mind that I've got to get to the next city. So that's what we tend to do. We tend to come off stage, have half an hour, grab something to eat, jump in the car, drive 2 or 3 hours, get into a hotel, then maybe drive another 3 or 4 the following day,
Wow.
and then we are where we are. And it's just one big sort of hamster's wheel, really. But it's that's the way we prefer to do it.
Well, I had a lovely chat with you backstage at the Rewind Festival a couple of weeks ago, and I was amazed when you told me. I was totally, blown away when you said you'd been sober now for 25, 26 years, since 97, was it 1997?
Yeah, June '97 I got sober, which I'd been trying to get sober for about 5 years. And yeah, that's the light end of the story, that one. But I got sober on June the 15th, 1997. So it's 26 years ago, which is a complete miracle. And I've been sober and clean ever since. Yeah, and it's the best thing that ever happened to me, because I was at the end of the road. I didn't have long to live.
Really? You were
Um,
told that, were
I'd
you?
caned it. Yeah, I'd caned it. Yeah, I was told that. Yeah, I had 4 months, to be honest. Yeah, that's what they gave me.
Oh,
Doctor said to me, "You got 4 months, around 4 months."
oh,
And my thought process is, "Well, God, 4 months. What am I going to do for 4 months?" That's where my head
that's
was at. And anyway, the short story is that I met some wonderful people that helped me out over the years, and here we are today. With all the, and I'm really happy. My kids have grown up, not, never seen me drink. My eldest is 25. My youngest, he's Charlie, and then my youngest is Bobby. He's 20, just 20. And they've lived a life of, because I grew up in an era where most of us grew up through that '70s period. That it was at school, it was pretty prolific,
yeah,
what was going on at
yeah,
school. Especially, I look back, I was talking to Bruce about this the other day, about those through the '70s, it was pretty hardcore,
yeah,
particularly if you went to a comprehensive like we did.
yeah.
You had to learn how to fight for your life, that's how
Wow.
it was.
Yeah.
And that's through that, I went to my secondary school in '76. So I came through that punk period at school, which was fantastic, because everyone was swapping records, and then the new wave sort of thing, 79, 80, 81 onwards. And it was a great period, as well as it been pretty volatile, that period. It was also very exciting,
Yeah.
and everybody seemed to be in a band. everybody I knew was in a band. It's just what you did. Because you couldn't make money any other way. So you thought, well, let's try and be in a band. Let's try and see what we can do there.
Well, I'm
And
sure half of those haven't been quite as successful as you, Russ. You've done so well, and you look so fit and well now. And I didn't know again until you told me at Rewind that you
yeah,
had a huge health scare last year.
I had a heart attack last May, which was a bit of a shock to me and everybody around me. More to me, really. But I'm all fixed now. I had a couple of stents put in, and I'm good. And it took me a while to get over that. It took me, I say that very quickly, but it took me a while to get over the emotional side of having a heart attack, because I thought I was bulletproof, like most people do.
Yeah.
And I don't carry any weight. I run. I go to the gym. And the cardiologist told me that it was all the harm had been done in my early 20s. So anyway, I've been checked out several times since, and I'm all fixed, and I feel really good now. Yeah, back on it.
I asked you at Rewind if you were avoiding all the sweets and the temptation that were kind of put on offer for the artists, and you said that you didn't touch any of that now.
Yeah, well, only because when I have one, I have 1,000. I can't.
Likewise.
Yeah, so if I don't have one, I can't miss.
Yeah.
If I don't have one, I don't miss any of them. But when I have one, I'm starting to miss them, and then I crave them, and then it takes me a year for the cycle to come around before I get it out my system again, and I'm on a good roll at the moment. And as I'm speaking to you, I can see a bunch of bananas over there, and I'm thinking I'll have one of those for breakfast. It's true.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Your wife must be so relieved after everything that's happened, and that you're so fit and healthy again now.
Yeah, she was. I remember her coming into the hospital when she came into the hospital room, and she brought this little heart in, which was a knitted heart that she got off the side, and she put it next to my bed, and she said, "Right, retire. You've got to retire." And I went, "I don't know whether I want to retire yet. I'm not ready to retire.
I was just going to ask you that, because I think if I had been in the same situation as your wife, I would have been thinking, stop right now. Let's just spend all the time on the boat. Let's just holiday all the time. Don't need to work.
Yeah. It was a little bit like that. And I must admit, it was the first time in my life that I'd actually considered, I guess, my own mortality and my own health in front of everything else, because I've always been one, that old one, the show must go on. I've been there. I remember I was we did a tour in America in 2008, and I caught the most terrible throat virus. And it was all that they could do to get me out of bed just before showtime. Climbed out of bed. I had like 2 weeks of it, and I was seeing specialists, and I was so ill out there, and they were going to fly me home. But I got out of bed, did the show, and then they took me straight back, and the band would stay back at the venue, and they took me straight back, and I climbed into bed. I was under all sorts of specialists out there, but I managed to kick it, and I got through it. So, and I've also come out of. I remember playing Royal Chelsea, and the Royal Chelsea Hospital was opposite the venue, and I'd had a foot operation because I'd been running, and I had something called Morton's neuroma, which is just a trapped nerve. And they took the nerve out in my foot. It was an operation. And then I went on stage with a trainer and a shoe on, 2 different shoes. My foot was so swollen up, and then I got infected. And I said, no, we've got to do the show first. And then they had a taxi waiting for me, took me to the Royal Chelsea Hospital. And then I had it all, I was put on a drip.
Oh my God.
So anyway, all those days are over. I'm thinking about me more now.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. And spending as much time in that beautiful boat as you possibly can.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. I'm in heaven when I'm on the boat. Usually, my dog's usually with me, but she's getting a little bit elderly at the moment, and which is, I don't like that. So we've left her at home with my boys, and they're looking after, because they love having her at home anyway. But yeah, she loves being on the boat. She loves coming in the little boat, the tender, to go ashore, and I love being around, apart from the hoovering of the dog hairs,
Oh, fantastic! So finally, then, Russ, what else have you got in store this year?
We are starting a tour on the 6th of October with that's the Ormod Cons tour, the 45th anniversary, by the way.
Wow.
Which is crazy, I know. And then we start that on the 6th of October with the Skids and a few other dates. The Purple Hearts are supporting us, so good old Richard Jobson's on the road with us. And then we do that right the way through to next April. I think that
Wow.
is April time. But in the meantime, we go away in February, sort of take a break in February, fly back to London on the 1st of March, and then I then get a taxi to Heathrow, get on another flight to Dubai, play a festival in Dubai, and then jump on another flight the following day down to New Zealand, play a couple of shows in New Zealand, then into Australia, do 6 shows in Australia, and then fly
Whoa.
back to London.
What
Yeah,
an
I know.
amazing life you lead.
Yeah, yeah. When I say that, I think, oh, are you stupid? Are you mad? You know what I mean? There's me saying I'm taking it easy, you know. I mean, and then just the thought of it, because I know what I'm like with jet lag. I'm terrible. You know, I do suffer badly from jet lag. You know, it makes me feel ill. But yeah, no, it'd be exciting anyway. Once I've got over the initial part of it, yeah, it'd be good.
Oh, well, it's wonderful to see you. Have a fantastic time in Newark at the Stone Valley Festival and look forward to catching up again soon. Thanks for
Thank
chatting
you
to
very much.
me.
Great to see you. Thank you.